Talk betting from Saturday. Steve Fletcher, hello there.
G'day, how are you?
Very well, we're in the middle of the carnival. Levels of turnover, levels of feel for the carnival now that we've hit Randwick.
Levels turnover last Saturday a little bit down, I think.
Really?
What I expected.
Yeah. I mean, go back to the days where you did grace us with your presence on the course. 22,000 people on Derby Day. It's
not many, is it?
And I know the argument can be made to that we're in a time that it's hard to get people to, whether it's the footy or any live events, but it doesn't seem that long ago that there was 35 would have been a par score, wouldn't it?
And you had Winks running Saturday, so...
And perfect weather.
Perfect weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been down a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Golden Slipper was sort of broken into 2 weeks with the BMW on the following Saturday. I don't know if it worked.
No, it doesn't really feel like it is. But anyway, we're still still betting whether it's the Golden Slipper or the Golden Sheaf at wherever it is. All the better. Look, it's by no means the main race of the day, but probably from a betting point of view, it's a race that it's great to talk about from what you could probably maybe bring to some of the people and weigh some about the minds think. The Country Championships final we had earlier in the week. The Clearly Innocent was the clear favourite, 7-4-ish, in front of Lofty's Menu about 7-2-ish. About $2.80 or there, or $3 or $4.50 for those who are in the decimal mind. And then the news came through later in the week of a stone bruise for the favourite Clearly Innocent, then bar plates, and then it had got its head cut off on the way to the races, all that sort of stuff. And we saw the dramatic shift from Lofty's Menu starting that price and $6.50, $6 for Clearly Innocent. What's some of the thoughts from the betting point of view on that and the way to handle that situation, and does the market overreact to something like that, and etc. etc. etc.
I think everyone sort of going the barriers thought, well, Clearly Innocent's out of the way, they won't be winning, and bet accordingly. So everyone wanted to be on the favourite, Lofty's. And I think we backed 5 in the race or something, so we're all guilty of overreacting, I think. But generally, you're right.
Yeah, well, so I suppose you don't have the stats at the top of your head, but your general feel is, I know speaking with Robbie Waterhouse on the way to doing the punter show yesterday, he penalised at 6 rolls in the old, but the market said 11 rolls. Is 11 rolls too much for a horse?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think 11's right.
Is it? Yeah, or is it?
They got stung Saturday, but I think long term, you don't want to be on them.
Well, there was one example that was used the week before, our Ivanhoe, who they seem to be that they're either what their price is and it doesn't affect them, or they're millions. And our Ivanhoe was millions the previous week.
And that's like 4 days of betting to get to that stage. A lot of the time we were talking earlier, if a horse gets better behind the barrier, it'll be $1.90 or say unmoved, and everyone wants to be on it. And then that last minute when he gets vetted, $2.30 out to $2.40. And you can't bail out quick enough.
I know it is a bit of a cliche, but from your point of view, you're doing it every day, day in, day out. If you're that, you'd rather be off than on in that situation.
Off.
Off.
They get inspected, just scratch them.
So if it goes from $1.90 to $2.30, and you really like this horse at $1.90, you'd rather be laying it at $2.30.
Same if they break through the barrier. Just forget it.
That's not 10 rolls.
Just fine and move to the next race.
If you can get out.
Abandoning ship quickly on that.
Fair enough. And do you think if you get that feel for it, is it better to abandon ship and cop a bit of a penalty than cop the full whack?
Nothing more annoying than watching your horse go around. You know it can't win. It's inspected or it's barred through the barrier. It's in a muck lather. No,
leave it out. The other thing that we wanted to talk about, and we were chatting around the office earlier today, is that a lot of the early markets tends to be a lot based on form from A, B, C and D, and this was the other thing that Clearly Innocent had against it. Most people, by the time it gets, I suppose, the more finite polish put on the assessment pre-race, realise the barrier to Tom Berry back in the field is not the place you're going to want to be at Randwick.
No.
As it turned out, the way the riders overdid the track bias, it helped him.
Yeah.
But that also being factored in the early markets and how it can change. There's an edge there for punters there who can get on early?
Yeah, but it's just another variable, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So, but it is a case of considering that the early markets are very much form-based, and then things like maps, patterns and things like that.
All starts moving it that way,
So if you have the luxury of being able to get on early, maybe keep that in mind.
You've got that luxury,
if you think, okay, what the pattern might be, these markets probably haven't factored that in as much as they should have. Beautiful. All right, we'll go to the main race and Winks. Was interesting betting. Tell us about the morning of, bit of a feel against her almost early on. What's that all about?
Well, a few of the corporates were doing not so much promotion, but they were offering top odds. Sportsbet said they were going to be best odds every favourite all day. So they've got out to 245, and so The other side, but there was no money for anything else. It was all for Winks.
Is it? Okay.
It would have been a disaster.
Yeah. So when you say all the money for it, is it a case of that morning period there where you're seeing the drift, you think, oh, hang on, alarm bells here, alarm bells
But what
here.
were you going to back to beat it, right? Ascadelia?
Yeah, some of us did. Some of us did.
Yeah. No, there wasn't one serious dollar for anything apart from Winks.
And is it just because in that time of the days it's drifting? One, they're probably reaching for it because it's not going to do them too much damage, and two, is it just like a bit of a stalemate that not much is going on, so the favourite just generally eases?
Damage. I think the drift it was well supplied.
That's what I'm saying, but like that,
180
but that drift in the morning, like, see, it gradually gets out to 220 general.
They might be just bored.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it because there's a bit of a stalemate in betting and not a lot's going on, so you just
top dress each other?
Yeah, you just reach for the favourite a little bit, or just want it out.
That mentality.
Yeah,
let's just try to get it beaten.
So in other words, unless it becomes more evident, that little move in the morning isn't really alarm bellish.
No, definitely not. Mm-hmm. No, and they would have held too much at 240. They would have averaged Winks at 190, I'd say, and got stripped.
And where you say the percentage of the money is, it's still, as the closer we get to the race, the more it does, and really exponentially as you get into the real betting.
Yeah, I'd say 90 or 80 to 90% of the money invested on the Doncaster was in that after the previous event, after the 8th.
Really? Yeah. Even on a race like the Doncaster.
2 o'clock money. Yeah. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, so hence
be the minimum bet, I'd say.
Yeah, so hence it can have a lot more fluctuations.
Yeah, no one's really thinking about Winks when you got Chautauqua about to run.
Aaron wrote a story earlier in the week, I'm pretty sure on the site, talking about futures betting, and I think it was Phil Moyes from Unibet who might have mentioned to him that futures betting is on the serious decline because if you're smart, you can't get on.
Yep.
And if you're a recreational punter, you don't want your money held up for that long. So there is a real. They've noticed a real decline in futures. Yep. Was that anything you were majorly involved in doing
I tried to have a futures bet during the week on the AFL and the league, and everyone sort of just sticks their nose and says, nah, not interested.
That's even on the footy.
They're not even that interested. Like if you want to back something in 200, say you want to back a double of, I don't know, Geelong into the Bulldogs, the Canterbury Bulldogs, that'd be 50 to 1 the double.
Yeah.
So you want to have 5,000 of that, so.
Yeah.
Ladbrokes took a good bet, but everyone else kind of said no.
Is that right?
They don't want the 5
and that's on the footy. I mean, that's that's on a market that isn't going to move or change too much. And
that's right.
And
they just feel, well, if you're going to lay 50 to 1, it may as well be a 30-second wait rather than a 6-month wait.
And so I'd imagine it's even harder than on racing up for that.
They're bookmakers. They should. That used to be.
Remember the days, the first indication you got of the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups, you got the big sheet from Bill Hurley, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's all changed. They want their results now.
Fair enough. All right, moving to the other races in Sydney. Good Standing was an interesting move early. It seemed like a lot of joints, and I think you might have had a bit of a crack top fluck. Kingsley came in early, Dr. Nick came in. It looked like it was a real concerted go. I think $10 taken all the way down to $7. I'm not sure $7 was taken or it ended up at that price. And then it just sort of drifted out a bit.
Yeah, I think its fan club's getting smaller by the week.
Good Standing, I think
so,
Yep, okay.
I'm over Good Standing.
Lovely. And as far as the size, Yankee Rose was just sort of there.
No, very solid.
Yeah.
Very solid. We liked it.
Yeah.
And probably the best back with the top 8, but that would have been probably the worst way, I'd say, for the corporates.
Lovely. And Tarzino, very short in the Derby. I think you rated it $1.85 chance, $1.65 it started, and the general feel in the joint, you were...
All the money for it would have been a windfall. I didn't even know the winner was in the race. I just said, never heard of it.
Castletown.
Yeah, it was just typical New Zealand form, isn't it? So they would have had a fill up there. I don't think anyone found that. I think there was mail that the owner might have backed it with someone. Every owner would have backed every... Yeah, but that's about it.
Yeah. But as far as $1.85, you rating it $1.85 chance... It starts at $1.65. It wasn't really a horse that you wanted to gravitate too much. I mean, that was the price you put next to it, but I don't think you were ever very keen on it, were you?
Yeah, well, I think I said to Brent on the radio in the morning, if I had to take $1.85 Winks or Tarzino, I'd rather be Tarzino. But as it turned out, it was $1.65. I'm not saying I was right, I was still wrong. It got beat. But $1.65 is getting pretty short, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Now, the other real good, interesting betting race of the day, all races are interesting betting races, aren't they? TJ Smith Stakes, Chautauqua versus Exosphere. Like, the 5 minutes before the race was over. It was Exosphere was going to win.
That's another fan club which would have to be almost down to zero.
Oh, Exosphere's, yeah. What about John O'Shea's fan club in major races?
Yeah, I know.
What are your numbers like that? Did they get penalties, do they, I'd imagine?
Of course.
Yeah, but the way that the betting was saying, it was saying Shatak was not with us, Exosphere's with us and going to win, and the way the race panned out, it was the totally opposite. Exosphere was nowhere with us, and Chautauqua was more than with us.
No, they backed Exosphere all the way right to the end. And probably the best backed runner of the day, apart from Wings.
Yeah, and the drift on Betfair for Chautauqua, that was a real drift?
That was just the money coming for Exosphere. Okay. Something had to go out. Yeah. That was the only other one that wasn't holding any marketplace. So.
Fair enough, so that was just yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yep. All right, well, as far as that goes, that's pretty much Sydney. The set in Sydney was, as I said, you weren't manking on the shorties. It was a bit of a neutral set in Sydney, but in Melbourne your set was great. Where was it at Mornington? But again, you had a great set. But in general, as we spoke about the Bendigo meeting a fortnight ago, it just doesn't resonate, does it?
No. Yeah, I was like, we were saying it was like a velodrome in there on Saturday watching Mornington. I'm coming swooping down the last. So yeah, it's not Saturday class.
No, exactly, and it seems like it's a Mornington meeting. It's probably is it similar treatment to what the Victorian provincial meeting on a Saturday would be?
Oh, they're bigger fields.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying about as betting interest. It's about you got Caulfield
somewhere in between.
Yeah. It's not good. I don't get it. No, cool. No. All right, mate. Well, we've got the obviously your full service in full swing this week. You're part of the NWA last week, Stephen, the gangster rap.
The A-team this week.
The A-team this week. We can exclusively reveal the marketing campaign, and we had you down to the two characters.
Someone's getting paid big dollars for these marketing campaigns.
I know, exactly right. Exactly right. You just get to come and chat to you about it soon. There was because the A-team had 4 people, and then there was also the girl. So we've had to bring in the girl as part of the A-team. So
who was the girl in the A-team?
Well, she was occasionally there. So there's a photo of 5 in it. Glenn's B.A. Barabbas for obvious reasons. But so it came down to you as actually which character you fitted with. Was it the girl or was it Face?
And who's Hannibal?
Hannibal's the main bloke.
No, I know that.
Yeah, Mark ended up with Hannibal. Really? Yeah. Because we put a cigar in his mouth last week, so we used the same photo. Yeah, so we gave you the charismatic one in Face.
Good. Good, I'm happy with him.
Does that suit you?
Yeah, fine. Who's Murdoch?
Murdoch.
That should be Glenn.
No, it's that, nice and mad and silly. Mental. Well, Vince Accardi, a bit of the mad scientist, that's fair. Well, I think everyone in the photo is a bit mad. So. And John Walter ended up being the female because he was the last one in the team.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, all right, lovely.
All right, good.
$20 service for Steve Fletcher, up and running, available on Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. That's $20 for the whole week. And of course, the full-blown service, $55 in Sydney or $99 for the pair, or $55 also for Melbourne on a Saturday, where you get race by race text messages 30 minutes before the race from the intelligence of this man here, who is one of the best. Hey, cool.